Think you know how to survive winter behind the wheel? Think again. From engine mist to frozen windshields, the small mistakes you make every winter could be quietly destroying your car and your wallet. Stick around, because I'm counting down 6 winter driving mistakes that cost thousands and how to fix them before it's too late. Mistake 1, the 15-minute idling myth. And this one is going to be controversial because this is something your parents told you to do. Your grandparents swore by it. It's basically automotive folklore at this point. I'm talking about starting your car and letting it sit there for 15, 20 minutes before you drive it so the engine can warm up properly. Here's the truth. That advice was correct back when cars had carburetors. Carbureted engines from the 60s and 70s genuinely needed time to get fuel flowing properly in cold weather. Fine, makes sense. But here's the thing. Your car doesn't have a carburetor. It hasn't had one since roughly the mid-1980s. Modern vehicles run fuel injection, a completely different system, and that changes everything. A modern fuel-injected engine needs about 30 seconds of idle time in cold weather. 30 seconds. After that, the engine is ready to go. Driving it gently is actually better for warming it up than letting it sit. Here's why that long idle is actively hurting you. When your engine idles for a long time in cold weather, without any load on it, it runs a slightly richer fuel mixture. What that means in plain English is excess fuel. And that excess fuel, it seeps past the piston rings and washes a protective oil coating right off your cylinder walls. You're essentially running your engine with less lubrication than it should have. Every minute you sit there, sipping your coffee, thinking you're being responsible, your cylinder walls are getting a little more worn, a little more scratched, a little closer to a repair bill that starts with $4 and ends in $1,000. Start your engine. Give it 30 to 60 seconds, just long enough for the RPMs to settle down from that initial high idle. Then drive. Keep it gentle. No jackrabbit starts. No flooring it. For the first few minutes until your temperature needle starts to move. That's it. You're done. Engine warm. Problem solved. Mistake 2, the boiling water hack. I want you to think about whether you've ever done this, seen someone do this, or seen someone on social media suggesting this. Because it happens every winter without fail. Somebody runs inside, fills up a kettle or a pot, and pours hot, sometimes genuinely boiling, water directly onto their frozen windshield to melt the ice fast. And look, I get the logic. Ice is cold. Hot water is hot. Hot melts cold. Simple science, right? Except glass doesn't work that way. Your windshield, sitting in freezing temperatures, has contracted. Every molecule in that glass is packed and tight, dealing with the cold. Then you dump near boiling water on it. In an instant, the outer surface tries to expand, while the inner layers are still frozen solid and contracting. The result? Thermal shock. And thermal shock in automotive glass produces one thing, a crack. Not a little chip, not a hairline fracture you can maybe fill with resin. A full spider web crack, spreading from corner to corner in about 2.5 seconds. Windshield replacement? On a modern vehicle with rain sensors, cameras, and lane keep assist, you're looking at $300 on the low end, often $600 to over $1,000 once you factor in ADAS recalibration. For saving yourself 2 minutes of scraping, 2 options. Option 1, an actual ice scraper, takes 90 seconds, costs $4. Option 2, and this is the pro move, a spray bottle with a 2-to-1 mix of rubbing alcohol and water. Spray it on. Watch the ice dissolve almost instantly. No cracking, no damage, no crying in your driveway over a shattered windshield. Mistake 3, wipers as ice scrapers. This one, I see it in parking lots. I see it in driveways. I see it happening in traffic. People hop in their frozen car, flip the wiper switch to high, and just wait for the wipers to scrape the ice off. Here's what's actually happening when you do that. Your wiper motor is designed to move blades across clear or lightly wet glass. It is not designed to drag rubber blades through packed, frozen ice that could be a centimeter thick. When you force it to do that, one of 2 things happens. or sometimes both. 1. The wiper motor overloads and burns out. A wiper motor replacement on most vehicles runs between $200 and $300, parts and labor. Or 2. The rubber on the blade tears. Wiper blades are made of delicate rubber that becomes brittle in cold temperatures. Dragging them over ice shreds them. Now you got streaky wipers. In winter, when you need to see the most. Brilliant! The night before a storm is predicted, pull your wiper blades away from the glass and leave them standing up. This keeps them from freezing to the windshield. In the morning, clear the ice manually first. Scraper, alcohol spray, whatever your method is. Then turn the wipers on a clear surface. Your motor will thank you. Your blades will last a full season instead of 3 weeks. Mistake 4, the quarter tank gamble. I want you to look at your fuel gauge right now. Actually do it. Pause this if you need to. Look at it if that needle is sitting below a quarter tank. This section is specifically for you. Running your car on low fuel in the summer is annoying. Running your car on low fuel in winter is a different animal entirely. Here's the physics. Your fuel tank is a sealed container, but the part that isn't fuel, that space is filled with air, and air in cold temperatures carries moisture. Condensation forms on the inside walls of your tank, and that water sinks straight to the bottom. Because water is heavier than gasoline, your fuel pickup sits at the bottom of the tank, so that condensation water gets sucked right into your fuel lines. And when the temperature drops far enough, that water in your fuel lines freezes. Solid. The fuel simply cannot reach the engine. Your car won't start. You're stranded in sub-zero temperatures, wondering what went wrong. And the answer is sitting in your tank. There's also a secondary issue: sediment. Fuel tanks accumulate debris over time. It sinks to the bottom. When your tank is nearly empty and that's all the pump has to work with, it starts sucking up that sediment. Your fuel filter gets clogged. Your fuel injectors get contaminated. Another expensive repair that could have been avoided for the cost of keeping your tank topped up. Keep your fuel tank at least half full throughout winter. Yes, it costs more at the pump in the short term, but compared to a tow truck, a frozen fuel line repair, and a contaminated fuel system flush, it's the cheapest insurance you can buy. Set a rule: when the needle hits half, you fill up. Non-negotiable. Mistake 5, ignoring the salt trap. This is the one that quietly does the most long-term damage. Quietly, over months. You don't see it happening. You don't hear it. You don't feel it. Until one day you get an inspection, and your mechanic walks out with a face that tells you everything before he even opens his mouth. Road salt, the stuff municipalities spray on roads to keep them from icing over. It's effective. It works great on roads. And it is absolutely vicious on the underside of your car. Road salt is corrosive. It accelerates rust formation at a rate that would shock you if you could see it happening in real time. And it doesn't just hit your body panels. It targets everything underneath the car: brake lines, exhaust pipes, the frame rails themselves. Now, most people's logic goes like this: I'm not going to wash my car in winter. It's just going to get dirty again tomorrow. What's the point? And here is where that logic falls apart completely. The point isn't the dirt. The point is the salt. Dirt doesn't eat through your brake lines. Salt does. A corroded brake line failure is not an inconvenience. It's a safety emergency. Brake lines carry hydraulic fluid under pressure. When they're eaten through by corrosion and they fail, you don't stop. Replacing rotted brake lines on a vehicle can run anywhere from $500 to over $2,000 depending on how bad the damage is. And it doesn't stop at brake lines. A corroded exhaust system means toxic gases can seep into the cabin. A compromised frame means your vehicle fails structural safety standards. We're talking about thousands of dollars in damage from not hosing down the bottom of your car once a week. During salt season, from the first snowfall to the last road treatment of the year, get an undercarriage wash at least once a week, not just a regular wash. Specifically an undercarriage spray. Most automatic car washes have this option for $1 or $2 extra. Use it every week, without exception. Consider a professional rust-proofing treatment applied once a year if you live in a high-salt region. It's a few $100s that can add years to your vehicle's life. Mistake 6, the Igloo Driver. All right, last one. And this is the one where I need you to be completely honest with yourself. Have you ever done this? Have you ever cleared a little porthole in your windshield and just driven? I know, you were running late. It was cold. Scraping the whole car feels like a commitment. A small portal through the ice seamed fine enough. It is not fine. Let me explain 2 ways this goes badly. Badly for you, and badly for the person driving behind you. Scenario 1, you're at a stoplight. You brake. That foot of snow on your roof slides forward, right over the top, right onto your freshly clear windshield. Now you're completely blind. At a light, surrounded by traffic, with a split second to react. Scenario 2, you're on the highway doing 65 miles per hour. That snowpack on your roof lifts off, and I mean launches off as a frozen chunk. It hits the windshield of the car behind you at highway speeds. A block of ice is a projectile. People have been seriously injured and killed by this exact scenario. In many states and provinces, driving with snow on your roof is actually illegal. You can be fined. And if that snow causes an accident, the liability is on you, beyond the safety angle. Think about your own visibility. Driving with a 2-inch circle to peer through, in winter conditions, on roads that may be icy, you're asking for an accident. A full 180-degree field of view is not a luxury. It's survival. Clear the entire car. The whole windshield, all side windows, the rear window, and yes, the roof. Get a roof rake or a long-handled brush specifically for this. It takes 3 extra minutes. Those 3 minutes are the difference between getting to work safely and explaining to your insurance adjuster why you caused a pileup on the interstate. Don't be the Igloo Driver. Nobody likes the Igloo Driver. Winter driving doesn't have to be risky or expensive. Avoid these 6 mistakes. Keep your car healthy and save yourself a ton of headaches and cash. If you learned something new today, hit that like button, subscribe for more smart car tips, and share this with anyone still warming their engine for 20 minutes every morning.